We're going to do it.
Okay, we're ready to go. We're live.
Jason, the purpose of this study at this point is discover the factors that would define a cell phone addiction. I appreciate that you came in for this qualitative interview. There are not any wrong answers. You were chosen because you're a member of the Gen X and on the cusp of the millennial generation. These are known also as the generations that were born knowing how to use computers and other forms of technology. So thank you for agreeing to be a part of this study by answering a few questions today.
Absolutely.
Feel free to be open with your answers and ask any follow-up questions you might have as we proceed. I have provided a drink for you. If you need a break or have any other concerns, please let me know.
All right.
We are videotaping the interview. Is that okay?
Yes.
Also, I will be taking notes for my report after the interview is over.
Okay.
Shall we begin?
Yes.
How would you describe your personal interaction with the cell phone?
Daily and text messaging, I think, would be the big thing, but it goes on daily. It's an once an hour kind of routine to check and see if you have text messages or Facebook Messenger or something like that.
So you do use Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
You don't use any other texting
I
or
use text messaging like we get normal.
phone text?
Yeah, it's called SMS texting. I believe.
SMS, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of what you think your interaction with cell phone is.
Perhaps a phone call,
Okay. Perhaps.
maybe one a day.
Okay. All right. What would you say are the most important uses of your cell phone during a normal day?
SMS texting would be the most important. Well, most important could imply two different things. One would be voice call could be the most important, but the most used would be text message.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could use either one of those during an emergency. Do you ever consider that the cell phone is an emergency device in case you had a problem?
I have different people that do different things. So if I needed to reach out to someone that's a friend and it was an emergency, it may be better to send them a text
Hmm.
than it would be to call them because they're not going to answer the phone. They've gone strictly text.
So your friends are primarily
Yeah,
text friends.
Yeah. If I needed someone from a close friend, it'd be good to at least send them a text first and say, "I need to talk to you," or "I need to
That's
call you."
interesting.
Yep.
So we don't totally look at it as the old cell phone before texting and social media.
No, no,
Okay.
it's more of a computer now.
Oh, okay. How do you think your use of a cell phone influences your social life?
Um, I think it's easier to keep track of what more people are doing. You can always sign into Facebook and see what's going on with your friends. Text is a lot faster. Um, usually when you make a phone call to someone, you're having something to talk about of some length, but maybe you just want to know how someone's day is going or something like that. Text messaging is a big one.
How long, I'm sorry, go ahead. How long would you say an average text between a friend and yourself might last?
2 to 5 minutes.
And if you were to actually talk to them on the phone, how long do you think it would last?
Uh, Probably around 20 because you're going to have more conversation in there. Text messaging just gets it down to the bare bones of what you're, do you want to go to a movie tonight? Well, what time do you want to go?
Mhm.
Done.
Well, in relation to those last two words, social life, you've diminished your social connection, according to what you said, by at least 15 minutes. Do you consider that to be a good thing? I mean, your whole generation, would you say, have kind of the same habits?
We do, and it is certainly a more efficient thing.
So efficiency is more important than socialization you think maybe to your generation?
Well, as a former social studies teacher, I'm a little biased. I mean, students don't know how to get into groups anymore and do group activities. So you find part of the social sciences being getting people to socialize. So
And you've
I think
given
it.
up on that?
I think it does create a less a less intimate environment to use the word.
Mhm.
I think the word friendship is probably changed by text message. I think, a friend used to be someone you talked to every day or saw every day. Now a friend is somebody you texted for 10 seconds,
Yeah.
said good morning to them.
How's that make you feel?
Um, it's the new way of doing business. I I never thought it would catch on. I'm old enough to be Gen X. I never thought text messaging would catch on. I would have called that one totally wrong. But now that it has, and it has been for what, the last 20 years, I
Mhm.
think, 15, 20 years,
Somewhat,
15,
yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
It just seems like a natural habit now. I mean,
Do you
it's
ever
just
get
what we do.
sad or have any depression or anything because things aren't like they were when you were younger? Because cell phones were mostly to call your parents or call a friend and actually have a conversation. Do you have any emotional feelings about that?
I might have when I was younger. I'm 39 now. So my friend base is pretty established and we talk to each other how we talk to each other. But I think for the younger generation, it's really rough for them to to not have the socialization skills. I already have them because I went to high school and we loved group work. We loved getting together. We loved talking. We went to lunch together. And my generation still does that. Usually when we're texting to get together or something like that. We're texting to go to dinner or to a movie or to meet up later or something like that. Um,
So this
I,
might be a true statement. You efficiently use your cell phone to get together to have more group conversation.
something like that.
Then that would kind of, you think, equal out, maybe?
I think the time of using your friend as a psychologist maybe
Yeah.
is over because you used to be able to call someone and say I've had a bad day and this is what's going on, and you can't really do that in text message efficiently,
Yeah.
and people aren't used to it anymore. So if you were to call someone and say I have a bad day, they don't really know how to react because they're used to a quick 2-second text message.
Do they ever, these text messages, do you ever begin yours with, like, "Hi Joe, are you having a good day?"
um well, I wouldn't use their name, but yeah.
I'll use Joe as an example.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I want to back up to number 2 real quick. I know you're not
Okay.
supposed to do this in an
No, we
interview,
can do that.
but where it says, what would you say the most important uses of your cell phone during a normal day are? I said mainly text messaging, and that is not 100% correct. It's used as a computer. If I want to look up movie times or see when
Just
something's coming
information.
available, or I use it in my car to play music. I have YouTube Red, so when I'm in my car, I can just put on a music channel and it'll play.
Oh,
So
playlists.
yeah. So I was thinking about number 2, and I was thinking, wait a minute, there's a whole lot more that I use my phone for than texting. I think I was just thinking communication wise. My
Okay.
phone does a lot more than communication
All
for
right.
me.
Well, thank you for going back to
Yeah,
that question.
I apologize.
And no, that's
That was
fine.
on my mind.
I want you to go back if you want to add or take away anything. The next question is, how would you describe a person who, by their actions, seems to be addicted to a cell phone? If you're looking at someone, you say, "Oh, that person is a cell phone addict." What kind of actions would you have to see to define that person?
I think 10 years ago, we would call most people the way they act today cell phone addicts.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Did I
Because
say
it
that
was
correctly?
new, maybe?
Well, you just didn't sit around at dinner texting. You
Right.
didn't sit around, we we have them off, but we have our phones here. We're
Thank you for pointing that out.
but it's just, well, it's part of our culture now. We have
Yes,
them
this
everywhere.
is mine. I'm gonna put that right over here. So different
Of course, we have them
generation.
off, but we have them nearby.
That's true.
You used to, when I was little, you left a message on a voicemail at home.
Mhm.
You could be away from the home. We're all stuck to them now. So to say what point is cell phone addiction is really hard.
Yeah. When you say we all are now, are you speaking for everyone? Do you think there's no one Who doesn't have a cell phone and carry it around with them? That's an interesting thought even for me, because it just
I'm
is.
trying to think of someone I know
Uh-huh.
that does not use their cell phone.
Do you have someone that you might could think of and maybe uses their cell phone more than you do?
Oh yeah, most people use their phone more than I do.
Okay, well, that's good.
Excuse me. Most people use their cell phone more than I do. Um, I'll put mine down at dinner. I'm not going to
Okay,
pick it up. Um, I showed that I had it near me at this interview, but it's off. I'm not going to pick it up during an interview or
okay.
something like that. Um, it's off, in the movies, and some people will leave it on vibrate so they can still check it.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have my rules that disconnect me from my phone.
Okay,
As where I have friends that don't, and I have some friends that have jobs that won't allow it. I have friends who are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
mm-hmm.
and they have to have even in a movie, it has to vibrate so they can get up and leave the theater and see what's going on.
I think you've anticipated some of my questions,
Oh,
but
sorry,
that's okay.
I didn't see them.
No, because it shows that you do have some, a great deal of knowledge about this and are interested in it. I'm interested in it, or I wouldn't be doing this study. Why would you be interested in knowing if you're addicted to your cell phone? Or do you want to know? I mean, this is a study to find out what makes someone addicted to a cell phone. Would you hate to find out that you are? Would it bother you?
No, because I am what I am with my
Mm-hmm.
phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, and I'm not supposed I don't know if I'm supposed to draw from this or not, but I'm going to. As a former social studies teacher, there were students that would literally have a tantrum if you tried to take their phone from them. I mean, violently express violent behavior um, towards you trying to take their cell phone from them.
Yeah.
I think that is a point where you're cell phone addicted, where you absolutely can't let go of it. And I think that's more of a Gen Y millennial thing than it is a Gen X thing. If someone took my phone away, as long as it was temporary, I would be fine. I mean, the school I taught at, you just have to go get it at the end of the day. So you're not supposed to be on it during the day, anyways. So,
Well, what I'm hearing is that you think in order to be a cell phone addict, a violent reaction would occur if someone tried to take it away from you.
maybe not to the point of violent, but to a point of disturbing kind of
Disturbing.
um, yelling, screaming. Um, I think there could be some cell phone dependence as well.
Okay.
Maybe they feel dependent on it, and
But
like
not
they're
to the
losing
point
a
of
part
addiction.
of they're losing a part of themselves when they lose their phone because we give 3 and 4 year olds iPads now.
Yeah.
We used to play on little games when I was little, but little Coleco games. You'll have to explain that to people.
Mhm.
Little football game that used to play that would beep.
Mhm.
Now kids play games on iPads, and then the next thing they get is an iPhone or an Android phone.
So that it's like a progression. You might could compare that to, um, some studies say that, you start out with alcohol and smoking, then cocaine and worse drugs, and think our generations may be um, following a pattern that other addictions have followed, which would be part of the study. That
Yeah, true.
okay, all right. Um, what would you describe as the most effective use of a cell phone for you or anyone?
Well, I still think communication is
Okay.
number one, whether it be text or voice.
Okay.
But the internet is a close second. If I'm lost and need directions, I'm lucky enough that my car has GPS, but I've certainly had cars that didn't have GPS, and they still make plenty of them today that don't have GPS, and you use your phone to get where you're going. So, um, directions or movie times, or is there something in town that you want to see? Twin Pilots concert tomorrow. I'd love to go to. I wouldn't know about that if it weren't for the internet.
Yes.
Things like that. Did I answer your question?
It did.
Okay.
It did. We've got two main uses of cell phone that you had talked a little bit about. What would you consider to be any negative result from using a cell phone too much?
See, you have me in a little bit of a catch-22 because what I want to say is that text messaging
Say
and stuff.
anything you want to say.
Well, we've all been texting for 15 years, and
Mhm.
we all think of it as the best mode. I think most people text. I do believe that from what I've witnessed, that most people prefer the text messaging avenue of getting in touch with someone. But it does hinder social interaction. I
Okay.
mean, people don't know how to interact with each other as well anymore because what they're getting is such a basic code of information, basically.
Okay.
It's a 2-second text instead of a conversation.
Okay.
We used to come up, how are you? How was your day? Things
Mhm.
like that. Now it's just there's no touch, there's no personal
Mhm.
anything to it.
Non-personal.
It's just I send you how was your day and a smiley face. And I guess
Emojis you
yeah,
find are
and I
even
guess
quicker than words, right?
I guess my question is, we've gotten to the point where that might have felt awkward. How was your day?
Mhm.
That used to be something that people generally did. They,
Yeah.
come up to you and say,
Mhm.
Carol, how was your day? And, there'd be
Yeah.
some sort of physical, emotional, actual
Connection.
connection.
Mhm.
It's where here, emotion's pretty much taken out of it unless you have a response that you can't respond to.
Mhm.
If someone sends me something negative, I may not be able to put into words exactly how I feel about it.
Okay.
I feel like we've lost the value of human expression, um, the tone of someone's voice. It's easy to take something like that out of context or the wrong way if it's not said comically, but that's how you meant it.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yes,
sense?
it does,
Okay.
and it ties in with what you said. What I would like to do now is a lightning round. I'd like your quick response. You know what I mean?
2 words
We've
or
had
less.
some good discussion, but just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
And these are quick response questions, okay?
Yep.
How would you feel if you could not find your cell phone?
Scared or frustrated. Sorry. Either one.
Frustrated? Okay. How would you feel if you were on vacation and discovered you didn't bring your phone with you?
Panic. We'd have to fix that somehow. I mean, it's not possible for it to stay that way.
Okay. You mentioned this before about some of your friends, but let's just consider it you. What if your boss didn't let you bring your cell phone to work? How would you feel? Would you keep the job?
Yes, because cell phones do hinder productivity at certain times. Sometimes they help it, but sometimes they hurt
Okay.
it. But it is frustrating.
Okay. Where's your cell phone right now?
Right there.
I think we answered that. Yep. Where's mine?
Right there.
Right here. Um, this is a little different, but it's still a quick response. How do you treat your cell phone at night? What do you do with it?
Um, well, plugging in to charge it, that's its charging time. And then
Okay.
I leave the ringer on. Um, because someone would probably have to call me twice. I don't think the first time would wake me up, even at the loudest tone. That's indigenous to me. Some people are light sleepers and would wake up at the lightest
Okay.
touch, but for me, you probably have to call me twice to get me up.
Okay. What if you had to choose between your cell phone and a relationship? Remember, we're doing the quick response questions now. If you had to choose,
A romantic relationship, probably choose the relationship. I suppose feels good.
probably.
That's a hard one.
Okay. How often do you use or update your applications on your phone?
Monthly.
What is your favorite apps right now? Just give me a couple if you don't mind.
My new favorite is Jarvis.
Jarvis.
It's taken from the Iron Man series, and it's kind of like a Siri on your phone.
Okay.
So for an Android phone, we have I can't say the words. We have OK Google. Just don't
Okay.
hear me.
Right.
And we also have programs we can download called. I chose Jarvis because it was after Iron Man, but it'll do different things on my phone. I can say call so and so, play this on YouTube, and it'll do it.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm not familiar with it, so I'm gonna have to look it up and find out.
It's just like Siri.
Okay,
It's a carbon copy of Siri.
our last question is, would you answer your cell phone during this meeting?
No. No.
Okay,
Um,
looking at your questions, because I did give you a copy, but not
Okay.
before our meeting.
Yep.
You only got this when we got here.
Yep.
Is there anything, you have a few seconds before we have to end, that you'd like to add or say?
I think phones keep us more alerted to an emergency. So when you say, would I answer the phone during this meeting? I don't have any pending emergencies. I don't have any pregnancies. I don't have any job stuff going on that's going to cause me to have to be immediate. But to some extent, you know, having your phone out, being able to see the screen, if it was an emergency in the meeting, would want to pause it or something. But
It would be reassuring.
right, but I don't have anything like that going on. But I have friends who are 24/7 on call. They'd have to answer their phone.
Okay.
So that's just me. That's my ability is to say no. I don't have to answer it.
Well, Jason, I hope you've enjoyed this and appreciate your being honest and open. And thank you for your time and consideration for the research study that I'm doing, trying to find out criteria, what makes us or anyone a cell phone addict.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Okay.